Doc, I'm from the future. I came here in a time machine that you invented. Now I need your help to get back to the year 1985.
Welcome to the Week 6 edition of Back to the Futures on the Hammer.bet. Smash like, sub to the channel, and go to thehammer.bet for all of the NFL betting info you could ever use. From the most pro to the most casual, we're keeping it casual here on Back to the Futures. I'm Pat Mayo, joined by Tim Anderson and Geoff Fienberg, who are in a head-to-head season-long battle of a futures portfolio. We've been building them up. There's no clear winner so far through 5 weeks. I'm curious to know what you guys are adding to the card. So I forget who went first last week. Tim, was it you?
I think Geoff went first, so I think it's my turn to go first.
All right, well, hit us. What do you got?
I like the Minnesota Vikings plus 1,400 to have the most regular season wins. Let me explain this, why I think that. They've already got 4 wins. They're 4-1, and their schedule is actually very, very gettable. Outside of a game with the Bills, that schedule has nothing but eminently winnable games and a rematch against the Packers. They've got Arizona, Washington, Dallas, who, you know, a little overrated, New England, the Jets, the Lions, the Colts, the Giants, the Vikings, or play the Packers, and the Bears. Like, do I think they're going to end up with the best record? I mean, probably not, right? But they're already at 4-1, only a game back of the Eagles, and their schedule is set up pretty soft. So I think with a 14-1 opportunity here, I think it's a really good bet. I kind of liked the Chargers too at plus 2,000 for this bet, given also their schedule and that the Raiders are clearly way down and the Broncos are clearly way down, and who they've got to play. I think the Chargers have an actually outside chance at this too, given that Buffalo still hasn't played the Jets yet, still haven't played the Chiefs yet. I think there's actually some value on the Chargers plus 20-1 too, but I'm not going to put that in my portfolio. Might put it in there next week after a Chargers win. But right now, we're putting in Vikings plus 14-1.
You seem miffed, Geoff.
I mean, I like the Vikings play. I've been bullish on the Vikings all year. That might lead to some successful Viking future. Certainly, if Tim is right. My mind went like sideways when he mentioned the Chargers in this bet, because he has not said even like a satisfactory word about them in like 7 months. And now he's putting them in this conversation.
After Josh Allen, Herbert has been the best quarterback in football all season, and I think very comfortably so. I have been so impressed.
You said their coach is the third dumbest.
Their coach is a moron. But their quarterback has overcome injury and terrible coaching to play as well as he's playing. I have been so impressed. It kind of proves if you have an elite quarterback, kind of nothing else matters. I mean, Aaron Rodgers won a Super Bowl with Mike McCarthy as the head coach. Like, the best players can overcome incompetence. The Chargers are overcoming a lot of incompetence.
It's a really good Packers team.
This is a really good Chargers team.
How are you're not allowed to say that when you spent 7 months insulting them?
I'm still right about some things about that team.
But I don't know. There's like, where's the juxtaposition on this?
The juxtaposition would be
right.
would be that whoever they played in the first round of the playoffs, I would take heavily. I don't think this team is going to succeed in the playoffs. I don't think they're built for that. I think there's a lot of things militating against them. But anyway,
they play Denver and Seattle the next 2 weeks. If they somehow got to their bye at 5-2, I would kiss the sky.
I think you're going to
probably be favored in both, but I don't know, for everything that's been so weird. And I don't like that you're talking about us nicely.
I have to admit when I'm wrong, and Herbert is the reason I'm saying this. Herbert has played so marvelously. I've been so impressed, like beyond impressed with his performance. Despite terrible coaching and them standing in his way, I really believe in him anyway, and he's enough.
So Vikings, most wins, 14-1. Geoff, are you going to go with a long shot to pad this portfolio, or are you going to take like another minus 100?
I'm going to take another minus 100, Pat. We're going minus 110. Listen, they're future bettors that like the long shot. They're also ones that like to live in the moment and play some of those other bets. Minus 110, the Carolina Panthers under 5.5 wins. I'm sorry. Their quarterback's horrible. Their coaching is certainly horrible. They could be doing a sell-off with reports of guys like Christian McCaffrey, and that they'd be willing to even eat certain things to just move on and totally flush out the system. I don't care what David Tepper says. He's been obsessed with franchise quarterback. I think there's a mandate there to be in the top 3 for this great quarterback class. Their next 2 games, 10-point underdogs to the Rams. Then they're playing Tampa. The Rams, I think, are going to beat them by 20. Tampa will beat them by 20. And in 2 weeks, you'll reevaluate that you're in a pretty good spot. They are 1-4. They are not winning 5 more football games to get. They're not a 6-11 team. Would have said 6-10. I remember they added a game.
That's a good. I like this one, Geoff. I actually really like this one. I think this one's going to come in for you. It's safe, but I like it, and I want CMC on the Jets.
Why do you want McCaffrey on the Jets?
He can play in the slot, and you can do everything with him. He's an H-back. You can do everything.
You're just going to block the Bills from getting him, right? Because you got
that too.
For the
Can't
division.
have him if the Jets are, as it seems to be, a playoff team. I don't want him. It's like in a fantasy league where you trade for a guy you don't really need to prevent your opponent who really does need him.
I know Tim is playing his flu game, but I would, and I don't want to extend this, but the Jets are still plus 525 to make the playoffs. You're pretty confident.
I'm feeling really, and if they win next week, to the moon. I think the book should give me the cash out on my Jets to make the playoffs bet if they win next week. I should get the cash out. That's a win.
Have you made that a part of your portfolio?
Made it last week, the Jets to make the playoffs.
Oh yeah, that's right.
I should get it next week if they win.
Really? It's an auto bid into the playoffs?
Well, because then we beat Denver the next week, and as Geoff said, everyone beats Denver. So we get Denver, and then I can't wait. I want Buffalo so badly right now. I want the Bills are going to be flying high after big wins. I want them coming in. I want to go into Orchard Park. I can't wait. I can't wait till Zach pops that balloon. I hope we have a dance set up where we jump on one of our players, make it seem like it's a table. I want Orchard Park badly. I want you, Buffalo. This is what real success looks like.
I don't know if you have a friend strong enough to power bomb you through a table, but I think you might need to climb a ladder and jump through a table to make if the Jets lose by double digits that day, which they probably will.
Okay, so Carolina under 5.5 wins, and Minnesota most wins in the NFL at 14-1 have been added to the portfolios for both Geoff and Tim. I'm Pat Mayo. That was Back to the Futures on the Hammer.bet. We'll see you next week.